I used to go around asking men for advice about getting married, and now that I'm 4 years in, I realize that a lot of these men didn't like their wives. But men will marry women who serve them, who are submissive and obedient, and who know their place. Because
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hope your weekend is going great. Anyway, today's video is a video of this black TikToker who came on TikTok to talk about how most men don't really like their wife, like that they are more with their wife because of what they can get, but in reality they don't really like their wife. They rather spend more time with their friends. This conversation started off when an actor was asked, how does it feel to be married to a black woman? And this creator decided to narrate how it felt to be married to a black woman. And he was describing it, and then he made that statement. But people were more stressed about the word he said that most men don't really like their wife. And when he went on to do a follow up video, which he explained everything. Anyway, guys, I need you guys to see both videos, then we'll come back and talk.
How does it feel to be loved by a black woman?
it feels rooted and right. It feels like religion in its most sincere form, like not dogma and legalism and trauma religion, but religion like worship and growth and ascension and devotion, like a peace that passes all understanding. To be loved by a black woman is a spiritual experience. When I got married, I told my wife that I would spend my life trying to find new ways to say I love you, because as a writer, I know that the words don't always suffice. Because spiritual experiences can't always be described, but they can be felt. And I feel it. Like I feel it in my soul. To be loved by a black woman is to be seen and heard and understood and known in ways that I don't even always know myself. Like sometimes I really be like, how did you know that? Like, how did you put those two pieces together? And she'll say something like, I heard you say it that one time and I remembered, so I went ahead. My love for Road made me question if I really loved God. Which is kind of funny now, but to fall fully in love at 19 and to also be fully sold out, as they say in the black church, there was a real internal conflict going on there. Like she was on my mind when I went to bed, and she was the first thing on my mind when I woke up in the morning. When I wasn't with her, I wanted to be with her, and it's because she was home and still is. Like I feel safe and sure. It is comfort and familiarity. I used to go around asking men for advice about getting married, and now that I'm 4 years in, I realize that a lot of these men didn't like their wives. With good intentions, they offered messages of compromise and long suffering and hardship. They would say things like the wife is always right. They're so emotional. 2 words that save our marriage. Yes, dear. Wait till the honeymoon phase is over. I couldn't relate. I love talking to my wife. It's one of my favorite things to do. Go on deep dives about everything. Let's go there. How was your day at work? Did you find that candle you wanted? Current events, etc., etc. Any and everything. Let's exchange energy in as many ways as possible. Let's laugh. Let's connect. It feels like the whole point. Even the whole concept of a honeymoon phase. I'm like, there's a phase. I'm literally growing more and more in love with this woman. And it's not that shit doesn't get hard. We've been through some hard shit. Life is hard and we can't control everything that we experience. But we got through our hardest days together and came out on the other side more in love because of the ways that we supported each other during those difficulties. And that comes from doing the work. We're both in therapy. We're cycle breakers. We don't come from what we're experiencing. So what a lot of people may see as luck is really loving intention. And because I love this woman, the work of unlearning and deconstructing and building partnership is work that I want to do. So yeah. In almost all the ways, being loved by a black woman is the best thing that has ever happened to me. Like and follow for more content. I used to go around asking men for advice about getting married, and now that I'm 4 years in, I realize that a lot of these men didn't like their wives. After I posted that video, this comment read, can you talk more about liking your wife? So many men seem to generally dislike and seem to be annoyed by women. They love but don't like. What I've both seen and learned as I've grown is that men will marry women who serve them even if they don't like them. That's how patriarchy conditions them. For example, if you ask a cis man what he likes about his partner, he'll soon begin listing the ways in which she serves him. You know what I mean? Like I think society conditions men to not like women. Like you love them, you feel a sense of duty towards them, you get one and you take care of them because that's what men do, we're taught. And you're hearing your whole life from church, the men in your life, the media, that women talk too much, they don't listen, they're disagreeable, they're emotional. Cis men tend to like other men in non-romantic ways. They like being around their guys and spending time with them, and sometimes these men talk to each other about how much they don't like their wives. But men will marry women who serve them, who are submissive and obedient and who know their place. Because as I've said, in the eyes of patriarchy, there can be no relationship without control. All liking someone is feeling attraction towards them or taking pleasure in them, delighting in them. Like I like my wife, I like talking to her and being around her. Even if we're not doing stuff together, I feel better knowing that we're occupying the same space. I like her laugh and the way she speaks. Sometimes I just like watching her exist. Something about it fills me up, inspires me, reminds me. Like she's my person, my favorite person. Seeing her makes me feel happy and safe. Yes, we're people that argue. Sometimes we annoy each other. But because we like each other, it doesn't take long for either of us to begin a resolution. Because who wants to not be talking to someone they actually like for the sake of pride? Thank you for watching, and like and follow for more content.
Let me know what you think about everything this brother said. Go down in the comment section and share your thought down in the comment section, because hey, that's what we do here. We have good conversation. So go down in the comment section and share your thought. This got people talking, and this got a couple of people talking about how men really, if men really love their wife and all that. Let's go hear what they have to say, then we'll talk.
Asking men for advice about getting married, and now that I'm 4 years in, I realize that a lot of these men didn't like their wives.
So it wasn't until a friend complimented me and said that my husband and I are one of the few couples that she knows that are actually friends that I realized that not everybody is actually friends with their spouse. I think that ties back in with liking your spouse because you choose your friends. So why would you choose to be friends with someone that you don't actually like? But a lot of people are married to people that they would never be friends with. This is why people are surprised when they actually see partnerships where the partners are actually friends.
I realized that a lot of these men didn't like their wives.
I've been seeing a lot of videos about this phenomenon of men who don't really like their wives, and I wanted to share my experience. I got my first boyfriend in college, and he was 13 years older than me, which meant that I was hanging out with a lot of 30 and 31-year-old men way too young. I'm gonna use fake names, but the first time I met his friend Joe, he spent a lot of time talking about how his wife was pregnant and they were preparing for their first baby. Perfectly innocent and normal, right? Except when he was leaving, he called back to one of the other guys and said, "Thursday, man shobs in Midtown." I was so young and naive, I thought that was like a code word for something, so later on I asked my boyfriend about it. He was like, "No, they get man schmobs together in Midtown on Thursdays." A few months later, I meet Derek, another one of their friends who's in town from DC. Derek has 2 children, and his wife has cancer. Awful, right? Almost as awful as him having a play date with an escort in one of their friends' bathrooms. Oh, fun fact, that guy worked in the Bush White House. There's 2 more of these awful stories, but I'm out of time.
What I've both seen and learned as I've grown is that men will marry women who serve them even if they don't like them. That's how
Okay, maybe this video went over my head. However, I just think this is just a whole lot of gaslighting. Let's think about it for a second. Women marry men because we're providers. So if we're providers and they're marrying us under the condition we're providers, can that same argument be flipped back to them? Listen, only people that get loved unconditionally, dogs and kids. When girls get on this app and they talk about men, what do they say? Marry a man that adds value to your life, makes your life easier. So yes, when you ask a woman, why do you love your husband? She's gonna mention things that he does for her. It's just a natural thing. So to sit here and say just men like but don't love and only mention things that their wife does for them is a bad thing, that's just gaslighting and delusional.
many men seem to generally dislike and seem to be annoyed by women. They love but don't like.
This reminds me of the book The Tragedy of Heterosexuality, in which the author Jane Ward explores why men and women stay together when they don't really seem to like each other. In it, she writes, "If we held straight couples to basic standards of good friendship, mutual respect and affection and a sense of comfort and bondedness based on shared experience, many straight relationships would fail the test. Straight culture seems to rely on a blind acceptance that women and men do not need to hold the other gender in high esteem as much as they need to need each other and to learn how to compromise and suppress their disappointment in service of this need." And later on, she proposes deep heterosexuality, or a future in which straight men like women so much that they actually like women. And this reflects a lot of the points in the original video. A lot of men, or even women, they love each other and appreciate the things they bring to each other, but they may not even really like each other. Anyway, the last time I talked about this book, it went viral and everyone wanted to read it, so I added a link in my bio to find it. I totally recommend it, no matter your identity. I think it's really compelling and gives a lot of food for thought.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought about this conversation down in the comment section. Love to know what you think about this. But please, please, please do it respectfully. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. So let's be respectful down in the comment section, okay? So for me personally, I kind of understand what this brother was saying, talking about how most men, because in reality, sometimes you see some people that are married, they feel even more lonely married than they can ever be. And I kind of get it, because I feel like right now, especially now, marriage is more transactional than it had ever been before. And this is where women, I feel like as women, we should use our head when we get into this marriage and all that, and really ask ourselves what's there for us, what's in need for us, and all that. Because some of these men are really intentional and have their own strategy in place on, okay, this is the reason I'm getting married to this woman, for their own reasons, because it serves their purpose. And you, the woman, does that man serve a purpose for you? So I feel like this is a honest conversation as women we need to start having with ourselves, because I didn't see any lie in anything the brother said. Like everything he said, I was just nodding my head, like, yep, 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 I agree. Let me know your thought about all this down in the comment section. Go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this. Please share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have good conversation. And if you like conversational videos like this where we have good conversation, then please go ahead and subscribe and share this video with somebody. Okay, please give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button, because that helps YouTube to push out my content, and that will be you supporting me and this channel. So go ahead and smash the like button, comment, and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.